Shake, 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 shake. If you're just joining on, how you doing? I'm kind of just getting my fingers and hands loosened up here and getting my sound dialed in a bit more. But welcome to number 12 of the Bass with Benjamin live stream. And as always, this is the place to ask all your bass questions, anything to do with music or anything. And I'll do my best to give you very nerdy answers. But anyway, I'm going to just keep warming up here. I know there more people will be filtering on in. So anyway, if you're here, welcome. I'm just gonna play for a little while, and then we'll just take it from there. How's everyone doing? If you're just joining me here, welcome to live stream number 12. And I'm really excited to be here, as always. This is always such a fun little hang, and just having a little playthrough and a little bit of a warm-up as well. Just doing some improv, looping, and also having a go. This is one of my favorite tunes that Stevie Wonder wrote. Genius, right? Stevie Wonder. Obviously, Michael Jackson performed it and recorded it on Off the Wall, right? But it's such a wonderful song. I Can't Help It, as it's called. Beautiful changes on it, and actually, like, you know, a bit of a challenge as well, especially how it just starts on this beautiful, it's an A9, you know, like pretty much a Lydian dominant, you know, A9 with a sharp 11 in there, and for those of you who, you know, have a 6-string or a 5-string bass, but definitely the voicing that I would, the way I would do it on the 6-string bass, is I play an open A string. I've got I'm playing the dominant 7, which is the G. I'm playing the 9th on the G string. So I have a nice kind of like A, like 9, A dominant 7, 9, and then I'm gonna play that sharp 11, that Lydian right there. And that's a very popular thing that Stevie Wonder likes to do. That's definitely a very, he loves the augmented fifth, and that's essentially right there. We have an augmented fifth triad right there, G augmented fifth, instead of, you know, we have that, but with an A in the bass, because he likes to do he does that kind of thing. Or what is it? So that's something that's very evident in his songwriting that I've always enjoyed. But yeah, so starts off with that chord and then resolving to a nice major 7. But with like the voice leading in that top voice, I like to continue on with the Lydian, the sharp 11 theme. So by going, that's always a really nice move right there. So yeah, really. And of course, you can, for those of you on the 4-string, you can also do the good old Jarko harmonics, where this is he uses this chord. You know, when he plays like an E flat 7, like sharp 9, or like altered with an E flat in the bass, but you can play that and play an A in the bass, and it gives you that same that same kind of sound. And then when you go to the A flat major 7, you can just do. Oh, I wouldn't do that one. I just do the. And you still got the Lydian going on over there. Really cool. So yeah, but anyway, hope everyone has been doing well. And if you have any questions or anything, just pop them down in the chat. I'm always happy to just answer any questions or just discuss anything bass or music related. That's what I'm here to do. That's why I do these weekly live streams, is just to do some playing. I was getting a little bit of distortion earlier when I was playing the looper. I might have just been overloading it a little bit. But anyway, I'm just going to keep on playing a little bit. Again, if you got any questions, just pop it down in the chat and get situated here. No. Anyway, let's see. What should we play here? I play over a Herbie Hancock tune. Speaking of fun changes, this is one I love to play over. Tell Me a Bedtime Story, which is really nice. So let's have a go here. I'm just gonna loop in the changes here, and then that way I can have a nice kind of bed to play on and all that. Hey Sasha on bass, thank you so much, nice to see you. Where you tuning in from? I'd love to know. And then anybody else, I'd love to know where you're tuning in from. There's always people from all over the world, which is really cool, that tune in here. So I'd love to know where everyone is watching from? Tell me a bedtime story. Actually, I was driving the other day, and I had my music just on like some random shuffle. I used the Tidal streaming platform, and a version of "Tell Me a Bedtime Story" came on. It was a Quincy Jones version. And I was like, oh, wow. I think I had heard it before, but it was... what was the record? I just looked up what the record was. I'm totally spacing. But it was done in the late 70s, and it uses a New York rhythm section, particularly the rhythm section of Steve Gadd, Anthony Jackson on bass, Eric Gale on guitar, Richard T on pianos, keyboards, Ralph McDonald percussion. I mean, this is the Gadd gang, or the Stuff band, or that particular group of studio legends, obviously, right, during that era. And I mean, it just sounds incredible. And the funniest part of it actually was, and I thought it was also amazing too, so there's a string orchestra in it, and actually the string orchestra, sorry, I got my dinging going on here. The string orchestra was in LA, and what they did was, so Richard T had taken a Rhodes solo on the tune, and I guess whoever was doing the orchestrating on that track in particular, they transcribed his whole solo and they wrote out the solo for the string section to play along. So the whole keyboard solo, he's playing, orchestra is playing along as well. It's amazing. It's like all the little things he does, and especially he does one of the Herbie things, the octave, and so the orchestra is also doing it as well. It's incredible. You definitely have to let me find what the name of the album is, because it's definitely incredible. And Anthony, of course, sounds amazing, and there's some vocals on it. I know it's Patty Austin is part of the vocal group, and I think Luther Vandross as well is on it. So the album is called Sounds and Stuff Like That. So yes, like I said, Steve Gadd, Anthony Jackson, Eric Gale, Richard T, David T. Walker. Melvin Wawa Watson, Michael Boddicker. There's a horn section, John Faddis, and all that. Incredible. You gotta check it out. So that's Quincy Jones Stuff and Sounds and Stuff Like That. And I don't know, maybe is that like a reference to the band Stuff? I don't know. But it's definitely really cool. But anyway, if you're just joining on, nice to see you. And so Sasha is from Germany, and so what's the tell me about Germany and bass playing. What's going on there? I've only been to Germany once, and it was I played at the Berlin Jazz Festival with Monkestra, and that was a lot of fun. But tell me what's going on over there with the music scene. What are you playing? What are you involved with? Any bands or anything that I should check out that you recommend? I'd love to know. And also anybody else who's on here, I'd love to know where you're from as well. Just pop it down in the chat and ask away any questions. I'll tune up a little bit here. And again, thank you for the kind comments, Sasha. And yes, so that was "Tell Me a Bedtime Story" by Herbie Hancock. But yeah, I'd love to know what what you're doing, where in Germany that you're based, and what are you playing? Where are you playing bass? Let's tune up a little here. German bass scene is not noticeable, European. Well, maybe you might have to we might have to get it noticeable. Maybe you can be a leader in that. Oh, nice. So, no, that's cool. And who are you playing with over there? Any stuff I'd love to check out? I'm always interested in checking out just new music and new sounds to just get inspired, and also to recommend to other people as well. I'm always recommending stuff to my students and friends, and also just I love to just hear what's going on. What am I missing out on? What do I need to hear? Nothing? Oh, come on. It's got to be something. It's got to be something. But working on it. Good. As long as there's a work in progress, I wanna hear it, being super noticeable, and it will. I think that's good enough. Might have to do a little intonation check on the space here, especially as the seasons are changing. So you did a metal fusion project a while ago. Cool. Do you have any recordings or videos? I'd love to hear that. I mean, I'm also I love fusion all around, but I'm also interested, when it's definitely got a heavier side to it. I think it's really cool when elements get blended. I mean, that was the intention, right? Of fusion. I mean, that's why it's called fusion, right? I mean, most music today is pretty much fusion anyway, because it's just blending everything, blending all kinds of elements into it, right? Obviously, a lot of people, when they think of fusion, they think of obviously there's the original fusion bands of the 70s, but I think it then turned into a general idea of being this very 80s kind of mathematical kind of thing. So yeah. Oh, cool. You composed, produced, and yeah, Virgil Donati absolutely does a lot of metal fusion, and I've played with him a bunch of times, and yeah, there definitely is some serious stuff going on there. It's definitely fun. It keeps you on your toes, for sure. But when I played with him, we did more of like the Alan Holdsworth stuff. That that's something that I can really sink my teeth into, mainly because that's that kind of music I really is dear to me. But yeah, no, I did some playing with Virgil. I think the very first time I played with Virgil was we did I played with him on it was a memorial concert for a very talented young piano player named Austin Peralta. And where we did a memorial show at the Blue Whale, and because Austin used to play with Virgil quite a lot in Virgil's band, and also with Alan Holdsworth's band as well. So at this concert, I got to play with Virgil, and we just played. We played a few tunes. The first one, you can see actually the full video of it on YouTube. We're playing the Don Grolnick tune, "Nothing Personal." That one, right? And this is also this was a concert where there was so many other musicians playing throughout the night. So of course, people are not going to necessarily have their full instrument setups, and especially Virgil. Virgil, when he like plays at the Baked Potato or does his shows, he has his big drum kit setup. But on this show, he was just sharing the house drum kit with a bunch of other drummers. So that there was people like Gene Coy, there was Tony Austin, Lewis Cole, so all he did was just bring his cymbals and some sticks, and I think maybe a bass drum pedal or something, and just played that. And it was incredible as well. And also a lot of people were just like, wow, it was really cool to see him play like on a bebop kit. And so you can see that on YouTube. It was a lot of fun. And that was also the time that I met Billy Childs as well, and that was through Virgil. So thanks to Virgil, I got to meet Billy Childs, who I then played and worked with a lot. And that was in Los Angeles for sure. But yeah, no, check out that video, Sasha. It's on YouTube. And yeah, no, he sounds great on just playing the house kit. And he enjoyed it too, which was really cool. He really had a lot of fun. And he said, "Oh, maybe I might need to, kind of just do this setup for a little bit. It's pretty fun." And I kind of talked about this, this. It's pretty funny. Like I've seen, a lot of musicians that I've worked with, who are much older than me. When they were much younger, they were playing on huge, like elaborate, setups. Whether they're drummers or guitarists or bass players. And I talked about this the other week with some bass players. In their you see their videos, like instructional videos or performances from like the 80s or early 90s, and they had these huge bass rigs, and now some of them will just use just a combo rig, like a 112 and a cabinet and a head, and be like, no, this is all I need. And it's true, like sometimes that's all that is, because technology has come a long way. But it's also just realization, at the end of the day, the music is still coming from the artist, right? No matter what you play, no matter what instrument or what tool that you have, the music will always come out. That's the thing. And I've also mentioned this as well, is my upright bass behind me. Two of my biggest influences have played that bass and have sounded like themselves. So John Patitucci and Stanley Clarke. I got to see, John Patitucci, he sat on one of my gigs. I got him up to play, and he sounded like himself on my bass. And then there was one time I went to Stanley Clarke's house, and I took my upright bass with me, and he wanted to have a go on it. And he was doing all the Stanley things on it. And it was amazing. I mean, it was just beautiful. It just really shows you the music, the touch, the sound, the voice is all within you. And whatever you pick up, you will make your sound, you will do your thing no matter what. It really is cool. And what's Sasha saying? When American bass players play in Germany, they always have a 410. German bass player rarely use that big rig. Yeah, I think when I played at the Berlin Jazz Festival, they supplied me with a 410 cabinet, and I think it was a Glockenklang, which is I'd never played through. I'd heard about Glockenklangs before, but I'd never played through them before. And hey, I mean, it was cool. I was like, hey, this is cool. I was playing both electric and upright bass, and I mean, it did the job. And especially, playing in the Monkestra, I don't need a giant bass rig or a very elaborate kind of or sophisticated thing going on, because I'm just, super like bass player mode. A lot of times I would actually just use my 112, my AccuGroove Tri 112 with Monkestra when we'd be playing locally in LA. And that was plenty. That was absolutely plenty. It's not a gig where you have to play super loud. It would have loud moments, but it doesn't require you to have a giant bass rig, right? That's the thing. And I would mainly use 410. The reason why I probably got supplied a 410 cabinet is because that's generally what I had on my backline rider for touring. Was generally a AccuGroove, sorry, not AccuGroove. I wish it was AccuGroove that was being backline, but it was an Aguilar 410. Either a 410, or if they don't have the 410, then one of those SL 112s, but usually like, two of them or something, and a tone hammer. That was pretty much my go-to. So I can understand, the 410 being supplied, and that's usually what I got most of the time. But with the Glockenklang, I mean, that was probably my only experience playing through them, and I mean, I thought it was cool. I had only seen and read about them in Bass Player magazine, but I'd never experienced them, so it was really cool to come across it. Be like, oh, that's kind of cool. It sounded great on upright as well, and yeah, it did exactly what I needed it to do, and that's what I like with a bass rig, for sure. Hello, Red. Nice to see you, Red, with the green profile picture. Red green. Nice to see you. Hope you're doing well. We're just talking about some bass rigs here. There are times, depending on what gigs that I'd be playing on, I'd ask for 2 410 cabinets if it was like a louder situation. Sometimes I like to just, and this is the purpose of having, multiple cabinets, is that it's not for the purpose of wanting to like play super loud. It's wanting to be able to have the headroom, the capacity, so that when I'm playing, I'm not like struggling to like keep up with other elements that might be really loud. So obviously drums are one. When you have a keyboard player that has like a whole bunch of synths and all that, I mean, that's a lot. And so you can really get, drowned out quite a bit. Obviously walls of guitars or whatever. So I would have that so that I can still maintain my usual natural attack on the bass when playing, and then I don't have to over attack, and then at the same time, like the poor bass rig is struggling. Yeah, you know what I mean? And a lot of times, depending on what the room is, but I always preferred to have, like if I had 2 410 cabinets, I always liked having them both on the ground and side by side. There's the risk of like there's the ground coupling effect. If things might get a little boomy, but you can always on the amp just kind of just reduce the lows a little bit. But I like to have a bit of like, vibration. And also when I'm playing, sometimes I like to sit on the cabinet as well. Depends what kind of, part I'm playing. I like to have that flexibility. But there are times where I might just have the cabinets also stacked as well. I've never been someone to necessarily always raise a cabinet unless the room is really difficult, really boomy. But I've never been someone to really like put it up on something and have it close to my ear level, even though that sounds more of the logical thing to do. But because you get a loss or reduction in quite a lot of low end, for me, I really rely on like that low end feeling when playing. I don't like everything to be so direct sounding. So having it right in my ear, not so much. That's why for me, also playing with headphones can be a little difficult, because the sound can be so like too direct, and I'm used to like the natural like acoustic kind of sound. I'm used to the sound of it bouncing off of the walls, that kind of thing. So sometimes when I'm playing, and even here on the live streams, you might see me do this so that I can hear. I have my bass cabinet here. It's on a low volume, but I can hear the room sound, and also I can hear the attack sound coming acoustically from my instrument. Especially when soloing, when playing bass lines. Then it's totally fine. It's totally fine to do that, but doing the other stuff, so yeah. if anybody else just joined on, hello, nice to see you. We're just been kind of talking about Germany. German, Sasha, as you can see in the comments, is from Germany, and so I wanted to know a little more. And also, and then that somehow got into Virgil Donati and Metal Fusion, and then 410 bass rigs or anything like that. And that's what I love about the live streams, is that it just goes anywhere. For that. But if you have any questions, again, just put it down in the chat. So the thing I wanted to also just kind of, somebody had asked me about this, had in one of my DMs the other day, whether they're here or not. I'm just gonna talk about it anyway, because it's definitely related to all the chords that I play. So one of my posts the other day was about minor 11 chords, and this was touching on last week's live stream. So I showed you two different ways I do minor 11 chords, 1, 5, minor 7, and the 11. That's the most common way that I do it, especially when you put it in the context. Then it works out pretty well. But there is a few other ways, and you have to have at least 5 strings to do this. But you can play a shell voicing, 1, minor 7, and the minor 10th. And then going back to what I was saying about using your first finger for playing notes and using all parts of your first finger. So this is an instance where if I'm going to play a minor 11 chord, I'm going to use this part of my finger to play. So on my C string, I'm playing that 11. You get a nice, very nice, kind of very like piano sounding voicing. And then so I have that, and then if I want to make it a major 7 sharp 11, I just move my middle finger, the root note. Really cool. If I want to make it a Lydian dominant, I moved my third finger, my ring finger, to the dominant 7. So really cool. That's definitely a bit of a stretch, but definitely a very effective way of like playing those shapes. And this is something that I cover in my bass chords course that you can get. I know there's a link in the description box down there, but you can click that, and there's like over 100 different bass chords shapes that you can learn, and they're not all for 6-string bass. That's the really cool thing. A lot of them are for 4-string bass right there. What's Red saying? I've been using the Digitech whammy for a bit. I'm really liking it. I use the hypersonic mode, which is 3 octaves up. What? 3 octaves up. That's good. Is that in like dog whistle, not dog whistle, dog register, hearing register? You like whistle so high that only dogs can hear it. So you're playing there. You could do a bass solo for just the puppies and the canines. So that's really cool. 3 octaves up. Wow. Okay. So that's even like higher than a guitar. So hey, you could definitely dig into some really cool stuff there. All right, Sasha, thank you so much for jumping on here. Yeah, I'd love to check out your YouTube channel. Definitely, I can't wait to check that out. So thank you again for jumping on. I really appreciate it. And we're almost at the end here And it's just crazy how fast the time, goes by on these live streams. But again, any questions or anything, just pop it down in the chat. And whatever time we have left, we can definitely get into that. But let's see. I do have a tune that I was going to play for the gig archive portion of this, but I just want to see if anybody else had any questions. If you just joined on, if anything to do with bass playing or just music in general. There's always stuff about gear, which is always really cool. But yeah, let's see. What do we got here? So this tune that I'm pulling up here is actually so there's this wonderful violinist, a great string player, based in LA that I played with a lot, by the name of Miguel Atwood Ferguson. And I always loved playing his music. He just always wrote such, beautiful like melodies, nice chords. And we always had like a lot of just fun gigs together. And I mean, he could really play as well, like incredible violinist. Played a lot of electric, like 5-string violin. And we what's it? I remember, was it probably 10 years ago? We did a lot of recording sessions for. He just like last year he just released a what is it? It's like a double album or something. Like, I mean, it's like, or maybe it's, I don't know. I know it has like kind of 3 like CDs or whatever. I don't know, or parts to it. All of different incredible musicians. But we did a lot of recording sessions where he just brought in these tunes that he had written, and we just read them down and just play it. He would give us, some direction, but it would just be like, do your thing. And that's what a lot of the live shows would be as well. And this tune now I'm going to play, it's one of my favorite tunes of his. It's called Kairos. And this is, the name is the ancient Greek word meaning the perfect, delicate, crucial moment, the fleeting rightness of time and place that creates the opportune atmosphere for action, words, or movement. The supreme movement. But this is a beautiful tune that I just absolutely love playing of his. And this is actually, this recording I'm going to play along to is from a live recording that we did at the Blue Whale. I'm not sure exactly when. And I might be kind of spacing on some of the musicians who are playing on this gig, but I know for sure is Jemiah Williams on drums. I think it's Greg Spiro on the piano. The horn players, I know there's Daniel Rotem, and Kamasi Washington is there as well. Of course, Miguel on violin. Alison Bjorkadal on the harp, and Carlos Ninos playing percussion. So yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, they would remember that. But this is a beautiful tune, Kairos. I'm just going to play along to it. I'm just going to do this one tune for the gig archives because, it is it takes up the space of 2 tunes. So it makes sense to just kind of do this. But it's really cool, very vibey, very loose as well. So, but anyway, if you're on here, thank you for joining on. I'm going to play this. And again, we might have some time for if there's any more questions at the end here. But I'm just going to get to some playing now. Done quite a bit of talking. I'm going to have a sip of water too. But enjoy. Here we go. for some reason it doesn't want to play. Of course, after that epic introduction, and it's like, nope. Let me just restart the music player. Hopefully it does it. At least I wasn't hearing it on my end, so let me try again. If not, I can always just play something else. At least just on the bass, and it might just have to be that. Yeah, it's still not working. I mean, you all might be able to hear it, and that might be the case of where it's now the opposite of where all of you can hear it, and now I can't hear it. Anyway, I don't think that is the player for some reason is going to work, so that's all good. I'm just gonna play something here. Somehow I went into Nika's dream over there. Well, that's all that we have time for this week. So those of you who jumped on and tuned in, thank you so much. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a great day or having a great start to your day as well. But as always, this is a weekly live stream here, and where we just talk bass, as what I've been doing for the past almost hour and a half now. But if you enjoyed this, please, if you haven't done so, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification as well, because this helps get my content into other people's algorithm feeds. So go ahead and do that if you haven't already. But again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all for jumping on here. And again, there's a in the description box, I have all the links to all my Bass with Benjamin resources and everything, courses, as well as you can reach out to me through there for one-on-one coaching and mentoring as well. So it's been really exciting to work with students, just other bass players do their thing and really just level up their bass playing. So if that's something that you'd like to do, you can reach out to me on there. But anyway, thank you so much. Yo, Nick Granville, what's up, man? How you doing? And AKS Bass, or John, as I know. Yeah, that's your name now. Or not now, but I know your name now, John. So nice to see you. Thank you, everybody, for jumping on. This has been a real pleasure. And we'll do it again next week. Okay? All right. Take care, everyone. Have a great and safe, wonderful rest of your week and the weekend coming up. And I'll see you again soon. All right. Take care. See ya.